Hi everyone, this is round 3 of DMAX Inkart at Sandown Park. Drivers Tom Angier, we're in the heavyweight category. So we've done our practice and now we are rolling up to the line for the first of the 2 heats followed by the final. So just like last time, we've got 3 heats, so we've got 2 heats. And the first heat you'll start either towards the front or towards the back, and then the second heat will be the opposite. So if you started near the back in the first heat, then you'll start near the front in the second heat. And then our first heat here, we are starting at the back or almost at the back. I think we're sort of second or third from the back. So just doing our best here to warm the tyres. You can see that there has been some rain, but we are now pretty much doing dry times. So when the Sodi carts went out just before us this morning, it was quite a wet track, but it's pretty much dried up. It's quite warm, but still not necessarily the easiest conditions. So we've got a green flag and we're off the line, and into turn 1 here, the left-hander, which is going to turn into a right-hander. You can see we're about 6 carts abreast, and this is a bit of a nightmare. There's literally kind of no way through here. Just trying to go shallow, but of course we are now going on a really long run down to a very fast sweeping left-hander at Vale. Go up the inside of a guy. To be honest, I've no idea how many places I've made up here, if any. I think I've made up a couple. Very heavy braking zone into this left-hander. This is a really fun corner, and we've got a guy out on our right-hand side who's off. Don't get the best exit, but we have the inside line, so we are okay. And it's all began to settle down a little bit, and you can see here we have got it's a lightweight driver, but that's a little bit of a clue here as we get forced off into the grass. There's a little bit of a clue here as to what some of our struggles for today. As we go through this complex, this is a tricky complex. It's certainly uphill. If we have a look at as we bump the driver in front, which is very frustrating because now we're going to lose all that time down the straight. Do have a look at the speedometer, which appears to have frozen actually. There we are. We were doing faster than 29 miles an hour. Anyway. As we go up another place, the cart here I think was, and again I hate to blame the cart, but it very obviously lets us down in heat 2, so you'll see what I mean. Yeah, keep an eye out on the speedometer, and when we get our second cart after this one breaks down, you'll see the sort of speed difference. This is a tricky track to overtake on. We do make an overtaking move there, but actually this is the alternate reverse layout track here, and it's not easy to overtake on, primarily because the braking zones are not huge actually. We've got quite a lot of sort of fast flowing corners, and in the alternate layout you've got one massive braking zone. I suppose this is probably the biggest braking zone, but still not huge. And you've got a lot of left-right or right-left corners as well. So if you do get up the inside of someone into one corner, they will have the inside on the next corner. So it is pretty tricky, and you've got to be sort of significantly faster to try and get through here. And I think this is probably the most difficult of all of the Sandown Park layouts. Personally, in my view, maybe I just struggle with it, but it is pretty tricky. But anyway, race is settling down a little bit now, and if you just have a look, because we've got a clean run out of that corner there, so we're maxing out about 52 miles an hour just at the end of the straight there, and that's something to bear in mind. Now, I'd really love, as we've got someone facing the barrier, I feel really sorry for that guy because he is going to be stuck there for ages, but that has allowed us to catch up with the group in front. The guy in front of us, he seems to get really, really good pickup off the corners. Now, I am significantly heavier than him, but he's obviously finding a way to get on the power really early there. So that's really, really good on him. Now, anyone who's watching this, I would love some feedback. It seems, and I feel I spend a lot of time trying to get on the power and the breadth and focus on my exits loads. Now, we ran into the back of the cart in front there, and that's the reason that we get a huge deficit down that straight. However, I still feel that in the straights I tend to lose out, and and I'm not going to just blame this kart. This kart wasn't fast in a straight line, but it seems to happen every time I get in a kart. So if anyone's got any suggestions, if anyone can hear the engine note, you probably can't because I'm talking over you, actually, talking over it. But if anyone can make any suggestions as to how I can improve my exit speeds, I'd love to hear it, because it seems to be a perennial problem with me. As I try to go up the inside there, the curb actually forces me out wide a little bit, and I make a bit of contact with this guy. Now, I don't know whether I should have let him through or not, actually. I was just being ultra conservative, really, because if you get a penalty, then that's it. You know, you really are kind of screwed, and it costs you loads and loads of time. So I'd rather give it back to him. It wasn't an entirely clean move. We're going to go for it again here, but you can just see how much time that's cost us. If it had been a cleaner move into turn one, then we would have been right on the back here, rather than probably about 2 or 3 seconds behind. It's cost us by not getting through cleanly there. The guy in front of us, though, he is fighting his own battle again, so hopefully with those two battling we can make a little bit of headway on them. So let's see what happens. I think we have gapped them a little bit as they're ruining each other's lines, and again, just there, they're side by side, so that's probably not going to help. I'm just stretching my hands out here. I always find I get a little bit of lactic acid sort of in my thumbs and stuff like that. So yeah, just trying to go down there. So I believe it's Sonny Elton who's just got through there on the kart, and we have made possibly a second or two up on these guys. But again, here, I don't know if you can see that, but we get not terrific drive out of there, and I'd really like to try and get that sorted out. I don't want to brake too early because I just get mugged up the inside, but anything I can do to try and improve the exit speed, any suggestions would be much appreciated. Trying to get on the power really, really early here. Again, you can see the guy in front just edging away from me, edging away, and when you have got that deficit on the straights, you've really got to just try and make it all up in the corners. Round Vale, I've seen some footage from someone else actually, and I've seen myself on it, and I can see that there was definitely more time to be made in Vale just by being a little bit more aggressive. So next time we do this circuit, I'll definitely try and sort that out and be a little bit more aggressive, as the guy in front goes wide, and he goes wide again, and that gives us the inside line. Now it's a drag race down to turn one, but we've got the inside line. We're going to take all of the room on the exit, or all of the room on the exit there, and that is job done. And again, we've got a battle going on just up ahead of us. So we've got to see if we can try and pick up any remnants. The guys who were at the front of this race, who started at the front, they seem to be long gone. We can't even see them. I know that we have got sort of a reason. I was going to say traffic there, but that's probably not the nicest way to articulate that. It's not traffic. We had some battles to fight. Whenever you do fight battles, then it does really slow you down, as you can see here. So these two are fighting, and again, we've probably made a second or two up on them. So we just got to try and edge in as soon as we can. And again, we've got an opportunity here because, like I say, I believe it's Sonny Elton, who is a lightweight driver, just knocks into the back of the driver in front, and that really ruins his exit, and that puts us just onto the back of him now, which is going to be helpful. And we'll see what we can do here as the two karts either side of us get together. Now that's kind of what I did in turn one. I let the guy through, and he does sort of similar. So we're going to try and get through as well. But this is what I said about the left-right situation. We went up the inside, but the inside turned into the outside. And again, we're going to try and go up to turn one, and I saw the marshals looking at me there. It wasn't entirely clean, but so I let him through. But look at how much time we've lost there by doing that. A quick look over the shoulder to see if there's anyone behind to take advantage of me having to let this guy through again, and there's not. And temptation is to go down into the left-hander there, and frustratingly, our mid-corner speed is slightly better, but by knocking into the back of him, we then sacrifice all of this speed, and you can see how much time we've lost again just by the smallest mistake, just by knocking into the back of him. We've lost a whole host of time, and there we have it. Some slight regrets for letting those drivers back through, but it wasn't clean moves. Let me know in the comments if you think that I should have let them through or not, but if I'd got a penalty, I would have been annoyed. So we're actually starting third. I don't know where the guy who was supposed to be starting second was. He wasn't really awake on the restart. So we're starting third, and we're up to second, and we've got again a lightweight driver, a guy called Will. It's a very fast driver, so we're going to try and get and work with him to make a distance at the front. But again, there you go. I thought that was a clean exit, but that guy Sonny Elton just drives right around the outside of us on the straights, so not much we can do there. Now I am a heavyweight, but I would say I'm one of the lighter heavyweights, and I don't normally have drivers just drive past me. We'll see. And again, just looking at that exit there, they're gapping me by about 2 or 3 kart lengths. Now this guy here is a very, very good driver, particularly at this track. This guy called Anthony Unit, and he actually goes on to win the final in the heavyweights here without wanting to give it away. But I'm certainly going to try and learn a thing or two from him, because he's very, very good. But you can see here we actually gap him slightly on the exit there, but look what happens. I think we get a better exit, but I don't know how obvious it is really. He does gap us just going down the straight, and this is a good sort of benchmark for trying to understand the strengths and weaknesses of our respective karts. Now he is about 15 kilograms on me in terms of the weight advantage. So we've got a yellow flag here, and there's someone in the barrier. He's got about 15 kilograms on me. I won't say how much we weigh, because it's a personal thing, isn't it? But certainly when we are lighter than someone, we should really be making the time back. And there's confusion here. No one knows whether we are racing again or not, so we've got to try and shuffle back into position. Basically, we're doing the alternate reverse layout, and that means that the light boxes are all facing the wrong way, so we have to rely on the flags for the marshals, and the marshals were obviously busy fishing that guy out of the barrier, so we couldn't do that, and it's cleared up now. But yeah, you can see from my hand gestures and things, I'm not entirely happy. Not feeling great in the kart, just feeling a little bit, sort of not at home, and again, without wishing to bang on about it, not entirely convinced that the kart has the best engine on it. But we'll see what we can do. And like I said, the driver in front, Anthony Unit, is very, very good and knows this layout really, really well. So we'll see what we can do and what we can learn, most importantly. And actually, I was looking at this footage already, and I can already see a couple of things that I need to do differently next time I try this. And one thing in particular, as we race again, there we are, we're green flag racing. We get a good exit up there, but just not quite enough of a braking zone. But if you look at his line just in front, he goes shallower into this turn 2 than I do, and I don't think that that's really benefiting me. But again, look, we got a good exit there, but we're just getting gapped by a couple of kart lengths, and when you're 15 kg lighter than someone, that shouldn't really happen. But he is very, very good, so he is obviously perhaps doing something really good. Now we're potentially going to capitalise, but we're on the wrong side of the track here, and then just by being on the wrong side of this left-right sequence, we lose 2 positions, so super frustrating. And actually, I've only got myself to blame for that. I could see that happening, and it's just a lack of self-discipline, really. I was sort of a bit greedy and wanted to go through go for the magic outside move, but I knew that the kart wasn't pulling out of that corner particularly well. I knew that there were other drivers around me, and if you go up the outside, you've got to expect someone to throw it up the inside. So yeah, a bit frustrating as we lose out again down the straight. But yeah, only myself to blame. And we've got two heavyweights in front of us now. So we've got Anthony Unit and Jacob Owens, who are again very, very talented drivers, and I think they probably know this layout better than me. It's going to take an awful lot to try and get past them. All we can do is try. And you can see Anthony Unit's exhaust here is starting to smoke. I don't know why that was. I don't know if it's just a bit of water or something like that, but he seems to be all right. Just interesting there as Liam Duffett goes for the move up the inside, and we get right onto the back of him as a result of that. It didn't quite come off, but again, not able to do anything down the straight. Into Vale, this is a really kind of exhausting corner, sort of terrifying, but really, really good fun, but also quite physical, this corner here. You're sort of off camber. I've got the G meter up there. It's saying that at times we're sort of pushing 2G around that corner, only for a split second, but I was certainly feeling it. I think this is probably the most physical of the track layouts that Daytona Sandown Park do. So you can see here we've got a nice little fight, and this fight is allowing us to stay with these guys, because I think realistically today we are not the fastest. We're not in the fastest kart. There you are. Yeah, that's a kart length or two that we've lost there. Trying to go narrow, just to try and take any kind of inside line we get there, just nibbling to the back of Liam Duffett, and again going to go wide and see if we can cut back, but just not getting a drive out of the corner. So Liam's looking over his shoulder, seeing if I can do anything, but no, I can't really. We just got to try and keep it clean and think about the optimum lap time, not trying to throw any ridiculous moves up or down the inside or outside of anyone, and just try and keep it clean, which is a bit kind of frustrating, really. The system that Daytona have got at Sandown Park in place with this is really, really great, because you start several heats and a final. You've got sort of three chances to make up some really spectacular and easy moves at the beginning of races, which is really exciting. But oh dear, here we are, and the kart stalls. I tried to restart it, move to the outside line there, and unfortunately there's a bit of bad language coming out here. Super frustrated. The issue, of course, is that in this championship you get points in the heats as well as the final, bear in mind we're sort of fighting for near the sharp end of the championship. We were actually leading the championship into this race only by 1 point, but that's a really, really significant problem, because that was our start near the front of the pack. So they bought another kart out for me. They never got that kart restarted, and actually the previous race finished after about 3 laps under full course yellows. So we've got another kart now, and instantly I feel that this kart is a little bit faster. So we've gone up a couple of places, just up at the front here, and we're going to get another one. Little bit of a tap there. I don't think I really need to wave my arm at him. It's really important to wave your arm though if you're a racing driver, particularly if you're not having a very good day like I am. It's there's at least a couple of tenths there by waving your arms around like a chicken. It does feel a little bit like this kart does have a slightly better engine in it, but of course the kart is cold and it's full of fuel, so it's not an ideal situation here. But if you just look at the speedometer in the top left-hand corner, we were maxing out at 52 in the last kart. I think we did actually get up to about 54 there. So a couple of miles an hour better off in this kart. It might have been if I'd made a couple of better decisions and we'd had this kart from the start of the day, it might have been a whole different story. Anyway, you win some, you lose some. In round 1, we definitely got a good kart. In round 2, I made a couple of mistakes, but it was a wet race, so you don't really know the engine doesn't become so important. We're beginning to stick here with Will Pemble, who's a lightweight driver and a very, very good driver as well. I've just got a little bit more confidence that we might be having a better race in this kart here. It's a hard-fought race. We give it our absolute best. Now the final finishing position in this race, after we got past these couple of guys at the start, was actually P3 in class. So I was able to take home a bit of silverware, which is a real sort of silver lining on the cloud of this race, and actually I wasn't really expecting it after the first couple of heats that I'd had. Perhaps a good thing actually that the kart in heat 2 ended up failing, because it did mean that we got slightly better equipment for the final, and that actually got us up into a podium finishing position. But our main rival Jacob, he did actually finish ahead of us for the second race in a row, so he will go into the lead of the championship. I've no idea what the points are, but he's probably going to have developed a reasonably healthy lead there in the championship, which I'm going to try and do something about. But he's very, very good. I'm going to have to do a lot more practice really focus and make sure that I'm not overweight in any way. I'm about 3 kilograms heavier than I need to be now. So let's get on a diet and come back and fight at the sharp end again. That's what I really enjoy doing. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoy the race. If you've got any comments on my driving, and if you can help me in any way how to improve, I just raise my hand there, because at the start of this race, this kart was really, really good, but it just coughed and spluttered there. And I don't know if you saw, but the kart in front did suddenly pull away from me, and I thought that it was this engine was on its way out. The issue seems to have corrected itself. The kart engine, you probably can't hear me because I'm talking over it, but it is starting ever so slightly to buzz and to splutter a little bit. Happily it finishes the race for us. Like I say, I hope you enjoy it, and if you have got anything that you can suggest, particularly with regard to my exits and developing a better straight line speed on the exits, and I'd really, really love to hear it. So like I say, thanks very much, and I'll see you for round 4.